Welcome to Create in Kind. I created this podcast for women who are creating in the midst of real life, creating homes, creating families, creating marriages, creating health, creating brands. I believe you were created to create with your beautiful, precious life. Inside of Create in Kind, you'll find reflections and conversations that are raw, honest, and beautiful. I'm your host, Amelia Zobrist, and I'm really glad you're here. Let's create in kind.
Sun up, sun down. I know now.
Hey, welcome to Create in Kind. If you're like me at all, you're creating, but you're tired. We're busy moms, holding more than we expected, but here we are. We're doing the thing. It is my personal belief that even if you aren't creative, you were created by a creator to create with and within your beautiful, precious life. Before you tell me you're not that creative, let me tell you, you create every single day within the four walls of your home. Not just with your hands, but with the way that you live and interact with the world around you. You create with your presence, with what you give your attention to. You create with the choices you make every single day. And the beauty that you bring into the world is important. Even in the very mundane moments of everyday life, you are creating. Each moment is like a stroke on the canvas of your life. It's going to be an absolute masterpiece. This podcast exists because so many women like us are carrying their very meaningful heart and work quietly. If that's you, you are the reason I'm here. I want to showcase the beauty found in your very real life, trials and joys alike. Create in Kind is a space where I'll give you honest reflections, personal stories. I'll have real conversations with others that are raw, honest, and beautiful. At Create in Kind, we do not pretend. We don't take shortcuts and we don't give inauthentic platitudes. My hope is for you to be inspired by the beauty that is happening all around us, in marriage, in motherhood, in work, and everywhere else we may find ourselves. Each episode will take on a different medium. Some days we'll talk about marriage. Some days we'll talk about motherhood. Maybe we'll talk about practicing presence with God, or health and fitness. And I'll even throw in some brand building and marketing from time to time. Our stories are so powerful. When we hear the stories of others, we often hear our own stories echoing back in the corners of our heart. I hope that in hearing the reflections and stories this podcast will bring, it feels like a breath of fresh air to your creative soul. I pray that it finds you in the very messy moments of your everyday life and inspires you to keep creating, to keep loving, to keep worshiping, and to keep building. I want to take a few moments to tell you who I am so you know who you are even listening to. My name is Amelia Zobrist. I'm a wife to Zach and a mother to 7 heaven-sent babes. Some of my children came to us through foster care and adoption, some biological, and all of them have shaped me in ways I could never do justice. Although I dearly love to try. Motherhood has been one of my greatest callings. It has been one of life's greatest teachers and has required me to face so many parts of myself that I might have otherwise avoided. I homeschool most of my children. I live a very full but very ordinary life in the Midwest. My days are layered with homeschool lessons, brand management work, big family life, as you can imagine, entrepreneurship, as my husband and I own our own functional fitness gym. I'm drowning in laundry, dirty dishes, meal plans, and hard everyday conversations just like you. I'm a believer, and I came to know Christ at the small age of 5 years old. I'm a health coach and a fitness coach. I have a particular heart for women's bodies and changing seasons of life that are often overlooked. I care deeply about women being aimed at peace in their health in a way that makes daily habits more sustainable. I'm also a creative. I've been a photographer for over 11 years, and I love the way creating reflects the image of our Creator. I get a small glimpse of His excitement every single time I deliver a gallery. I believe creating beautiful things is a form of obedience in some very meaningful way. My husband and I have been married for over a decade. Our marriage has been shaped by immense joy, a little bit of chaos. Okay, a lot of bit of chaos. And some truly painful refining. We have walked through the fire of betrayal, healing, forgiveness, and the slow rebuilding of trust. We have learned that restoration is not easy, but it's very possible. My belief in Jesus has been central to my life for as long as I can remember. I love Him to my very core. He and I have been through some things, some very hard things. My faith has morphed and changed throughout my entire life, and I'm honestly learning that my faith has a sort of gritty quality to it that helps me abide in Him in a much deeper way. I've learned that knowing Him is not the same as performing for Him, that my worship is more than what I say about Him, the songs that I sing to Him. It's living out what He says about me and stepping into the things that He's called me to. I love to be in His presence. It's not flashy, but it is warm and familiar and safe. He has been so good to me. He has never let me down. Now let me be painfully honest with you. I have not arrived, but I have lived long enough to know that God doesn't waste one single moment in our lives. And perfection, while it feels safe sometimes, was actually never the goal. Presence was. Create in Kind is a place where you and I get to practice that together, where we pay attention to what we are creating and how we are creating it, where we acknowledge our very human limitations, where we allow our lives to be shaped 1 degree of glory at a time. Our Creator is the master artist, and here, together, you and I can learn how to create in kind. I'm really glad you're here. Thanks for listening.